I didn't have to pee. I wasn't hungry. And I was sober. I think if I had been the opposite of all those, a fight would have ensued. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
When I dip, you dip, I dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. I put my hand up on my hip. Welcome to the Calm Down podcast, everybody. It is Super Bowl week. We are recording on a Monday. This gal's getting on a plane. I'm getting on a plane tomorrow. We are ready.
You're not coming tonight?
No, because I got the show tonight. We're doing opening night.
I thought you were doing a little jetting in on a midnight
well, now
flight.
that he's headed to the Denver Broncos, talking about Sean Payton, he's not leaving until Wednesday. Cute.
He has a lot of work to do.
He's busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that offense. They got to get back on track. We had two very different nights leading into our Super Bowl. Let's start with yours. It was supposed to just be, welcome everybody. Did we welcome everybody?
I did, and I didn't enunciate welcome. What's new? Because I'm frozen in this garage. Audrey's frozen from the waist down. I thought I put a heating unit in here. I'm freezing.
I wish my face was frozen. What'd you do last night? I thought it was supposed to be just a simple date night with two people in love.
Yes,
what
happened?
We are
so in love. We're so in love. We just kept ordering more margaritas and more margaritas. We went to this great restaurant called The Hideaway. You would love it. Have you been there?
Oh, no.
Shregs introduced me to it. It's a time. Great little spot hidden in like a little alleyway in Beverly Hills. They never are, dear. No, he's not really my Uncle Bridge. Okay, margaritas. So now I'm housing pumpkin loaf. I went straight. Is this a frappuccino? I'm not sure, but
see, for hangovers, I go straight to sausage biscuit McDonald's.
Really?
I feel like nothing really like upsets my stomach more and makes me feel like I want to die than just topping it off, you know?
No, I go straight for the absorb. This is basically like a big sponge that's just absorbing the alcohol. We had so much fun. In fact, half the time we were talking about the topics for today's podcast, and I got a doozy. He goes, "Don't you dare!" And I go, "Oh, welcome, sweetheart. Buckle up your seatbelt because you better be prepared for takeoff." I've got a story about Steve that is going to hopefully elicit some reaction from the listeners because there's real points of dissension here. You're either on the left or the right. And I don't mean Fox News, you know?
Oh,
so we'll get to that later in the podcast. But in the meantime, what's happening over there? Are you excited?
No, I'm a wreck. Yay. But here's my issue. Where did the week go? I was supposed to have the whole week to like prep, get everything ready, unpack my bags. So I shipped off all my clothes.
Look at all your real hair
waiting for me. Oh yeah, they're there waiting for me in Arizona. I've got a rolling rack all set up in my room that I'm going to just hang, get it all ready. I even bought a very expensive candle to light and really set me in the mood for a week. But this is the problem. And listen, I understand not everybody is
as organized
covering
as
the Super Bowl. No, I'm not.
I haven't even packed.
Here's the issue. We're going away for a week, right? So I am packing shit that I apparently think I'm going to use. Like,
give me an example.
I got it. Like, I've got my athletic greens. I've got my vitamins. I've got all that. But then I bought like, you know, this firming cream that I think would be great. And because the lotion inside the hotel room isn't going to firm my legs when I'm in like a skirt. But what am I wearing a skirt? I know in the end, we called it already. I'm going to sit in a corner.
I don't need to wear a skirt. First of all, is this your first day of school? Have you laid out your outfit? I'm going to wear a skirt.
But this is what's happening. And this is why I woke up at 5 a.m. I'm by myself. Jared's on the road. He's coming back today and I leave. That's how that's how you make it work, kids. I feel like, you know.
Go put your hair up half up like that. It's kind of cute. And you should wear a skirt and your scrunchie.
Because I'm having bad visions of some idiot that
you're so adorable. I can't help. I can't even take it. Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. Here we come.
I've got the firming cream. Do I bring that? I've also started You're Gonna Die and You're Gonna Make Fun of Me Forever. I got this nebulizer, which is this thing that like you breathe in hydrogen peroxide and like something else for your immune system. So it kills like any sort of bacteria.
Are you going on an episode of Survivor or are you actually going to cover the Super Bowl? What are you doing?
You would think our bathroom has turned into hell because I am packing things and putting them into clear bottles that I won't need for a week. You would think I was leaving for the islands for a year. It is crazy what's happening.
What is going on with you?
I woke up at 5 a.m. and I started thinking of like different people on the defensive line that I haven't specifically Googled yet and read articles about. And like,
so
it's because I talked to Greg and Kevin last night and they're like, yeah, we got pretty much all our prep done. And I was like, oh my God, I just feel like I haven't done enough. Like I need to look up Mike Dana and all like Mike Dana's name kept like coming. I hope that's his name, kept being in my head.
Go to Dan Tana's at this point and have a martini and take a load off, sister, because I'm
a mess.
You're always over prepared. You know these teams already. You've covered both of these teams extensively throughout the year. You're going to do great like you always do. And I appreciate that you're over-prepared. I appreciate that you overpack because I'm the asshole that will be in your room.
Come to my room.
Exactly. Because you know I will forget everything because this gal over here will pack probably tomorrow morning, an hour before I'm supposed to leave for the airport.
I love you.
I'm so like,
I've got white strips. I've got breath spray. I've got breath tabs. I packed the whole thing of CVS.
I can't catch my breath, listen, let alone having all this preparation.
Take my breath away.
My God. Bend over and I'll show you. How cute's your mug? For those of you watching on YouTube, Howie's on that mug.
Don't watch.
Okay, so it's going to be great. We already have some social stuff that we know that we're doing. Social stuff. Who says social stuff? Social studies. I remember. Oh, people are calling. Do you want take it?
Can we pause?
Yep, absolutely. We're pausing. This is in real time. Ooh. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
Blink twice if you're okay. And we're back. Guys, this is what happens on the Calm Down podcast. You got, when
you get a call.
You get a call, you're going to bawl. What was it, the Dion thing? What was Dion's line on that show? I used to do when you get the call, you bawled. I don't know. Anyways,
Ryan
for those of you that
Ryan knows a lot.
Ryan knows
got a lot going on.
Our producer knows all things. All right, we are back. Where were we? Super Bowl is going to be great. Erin's stressing out because she doesn't feel like she's prepared, which she's always over prepared in packing,
roster,
in studying, and in life. She carries the roster around her house. You have like on flashcards. Number 4. Speaking of number 4, oh my God, this is what I was going to tell you. So Erin has a story that I know she wants to talk about. There you go. And this is what I was going to tell you. So Erin's going to tell you a story about getting lost in a parking garage because I have a feeling that's going to make it into this episode.
Forgot.
But I'm going to give you a little precursory conversation to the getting lost in a parking lot. I always use sports numbers to remember the floor that I'm on. And that's how I
do it for my hotel room.
I do. Yeah. I should do that actually. But if I'm like on floor 4, I'm like, oh, Brett Favre, I'm on the Favre floor, or the Chad Henne floor, or I'm on Derek Jeter, number 2.
Or Vincent LeCavalier.
Yeah. Exactly. Pick your pleasure. Pick your poison. Just remember what floor you're on and stop picking the zit on your chin.
No.
So Erin got lost in a parking garage. Go.
So we took a day on Saturday, like Charissa did last night, but we weren't drinking margaritas. We were drinking white wine, and we went to the Century City Mall, and we just wanted to run around. My husband, as we've said, when he gets a gift certificate, this guy goes, I haven't even unpacked my stocking. It's still sitting upstairs in our bedroom, waiting for my husband to tell me he needs a separation from me because I have been, by the way, the worst partner / spouse in the world. I keep saying to him, give me a couple days, give me this next week, and then you'll have your wife back. And I'll put my Christmas stocking away. So we go to Century City Mall. We're like talking, we're laughing, we're like excited to get a coffee because we're tired. And then we're like running around, we're doing all these things. And then it's like, let's go home. We don't know how to get home because we don't know where the car is. We start walking, and then Jarrett, who is very prepared, who is very organized, who is very much the adult in this relationship.
Bullshit. You guys are both very organized, very prepared. Hence the aforementioned conversation about preparation, not age.
Not really. So we're like, we're by the Gelsons. We're by the Gelsons. What floor? What parking garage? It's all bad. I start texting you and Ryan as we've been walking for 30 minutes. And we weren't fighting. Ryan did ask this. He goes, were you guys united? Were you fighting? We weren't fighting. At one point, I did have a panic, like, oh shit, let's just leave the car here and go buy a new one, or like come back tomorrow and start fresh. And he looked at me for 1 minute and he goes, okay, so I think we should split up. And I, speaking of Survivor, goes, I'm not leaving you. I'm not going to be by myself. And he goes, No,
we're
like
both lost.
split up from this garage and like walk outside the mall and remember where we came in because we were totally in a separate garage. To complete the whole story, we did find the car, but at one point he just looked at me. I didn't have to pee. I wasn't hungry and I was sober. I think if I had been the opposite of all those, a fight would have ensued. But he did look at me for 1 minute and he goes, just hang with me, kid. We're going to find this. But when Daddy started sweating, and he was like, fuck, it's hot in here. I was like, oh no, we're never going to find this car.
Oh my God. You guys are so cute.
We walked so far.
For anyone that has lived in Los Angeles and has went to the Century City Mall, you know the parking lot that we're talking about.
Damn.
I don't know what is going on over there, Westfield, but we don't know if we're west, east, north, or south, okay? Because there was a time that I went to that mall, same thing. They redid the whole thing, but the parking lot's still a Rubik's Cube. I went there, lost my car. I said, fuck it. I went upstairs to when there used to be a Houston's there. I said, fine, I'll just Uber home.
I love that,
so I went upstairs by myself, had 2 margaritas, Ubered home, came back in the morning really early, got dropped off. So then there was a lot of cars. So now at least the parking lot is barren where I can be like, hey, click the button and hopefully the car is like, you know, where you click it to see like, oh, the alarm or unlock, like see the lights. Yeah, exactly. And I got the car in the morning. It is, I mean, a real matrix down there. So you are not left alone. You are not alone on that island, sweetheart.
To further dive into this conversation, what happened to Houston's? We lost our one in my area. That one in Century City, Houston's is a good time.
It is.
I could lose a lot of things at Houston's because I would lose myself at the bar with a bottle of like white wine.
Well, I didn't lose my waistline with that spinach dip because it just kept coming fast and furious. Can we get you some more chips? Yes, you can.
Never enough chips.
Yeah, never enough chips. I always got to ask for more. And she's looking at me and I'm just eating it by myself. Oh, will anyone else be joining you? No. The Houston's is now like a honor bar and like they've renamed all of them or Gulfstream or something. I don't know. I don't have a Gulfstream. I wish I did have a private jet. Anyways, but yeah, I started laughing with those videos that you were sending us because we've all been there. Did I just spit on the microphone? So that was good. Okay, speaking of couples, so I want to open this up to the fabulous listeners of the Calm Down podcast. All right. So Steve and I are flying back from New York. We're going from New York to Las Vegas. I got to do something there. And normally, like, we don't need to bring our daughters.
A lot of time together.
We did. In fact, it's really good for us because he's so funny. And like, the more time I spend with him, the more I like him. I can't get enough of this guy. He kills me.
There's a novel idea.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's the best boyfriend I've ever had. And that's not just because all the other ones have been so shitty. He's just all the things wrapped up into what. So we're flying, and normally I don't do the like bring your daughter to work day. We don't need to bring Sand to the beach. Okay, we don't need to bring boyfriends and husbands to work trips. Okay, what are we doing here? A mentor program?
I do sometimes though, but my husband can deal with himself.
Exactly, which is why Steve gets the
great.
Yeah. So this time I have to go to New York for something. He comes with me, and then I got to go to Vegas and do something fine. So he's coming along, and the president was in New York. So the 2
of the United States.
Well, I pledge allegiance. Yes, of course. The president, not of Westfield Century City Mall. That president didn't make it anywhere.
Talk to him.
Oh my God, immediately. Blue, was it red? Anyways, so the president's in New York. I allot 2 hours to get to the airport, which is a lot for me because you know I like to show up last boarding, final boarding, Miss Thompson. Yeah. Get to the gate. Even 2 hours isn't enough because we got the motorcade, we got the whole thing. And as anyone knows, if you're going from Manhattan to JFK, it's already an hour with no traffic, no presidential motorcade, blah, blah, blah. So we are sprinting. I'm like, we have to get on this fucking flight because the next flight is not for another 4 hours. And I'm not sitting my ass in that Delta lounge. We get it. So we're sprinting. And you know, when you see the gate number and you're like, this is the last gate. It is literally, we've tracked it.
Yes.
Once we were
Minnesota.
1 mile. Exactly.
Yes.
1 mile from the drop off to the actual gate. Sprinting. He's weaving in and out because it's like, okay, we are going to divide and conquer. You're going to get there first. You're going to hold the gate. He's faster than I am. Hold the gate, right? So he's sprinting, getting there. I fly up. Luckily, like, you know, whatever. They haven't even started boarding yet. I run into our mutual friend, Jose. He's waiting to get on the same flight. I'm panting, hands on the knees, gasping. I'm out of breath.
Great to see ya.
Now, this was already going to be a situation where there weren't any seats on this flight. So, which again, fine. I'm not trying to sound like a bougie bitch, but like, I need a first class seat if I'm going to fly from New York to Las Vegas. But if you don't have any, and that means I have to take a connection through Dallas, I'm not interested. I'll sit my ass back in 34B, no problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm
better gal than me.
We're gonna be in coach flying. It is what it is. Unbeknownst to me, Stephen Kandari decided to use a regional upgrade without letting a gal know. And so on the upgrade list, guess who bumped me? I would have gotten a first class seat with my 6 years of diamond.
And it's your work trip
status. Wait for it. 6 years of diamond status that I've worked really hard for. You know, I go out of my way to stay on that Delta flight. Okay.
Stupid.
Out of my way.
Yeah.
I know he didn't do it intentionally, but he goes, I don't do the algorithms. And I was like, I got it. He put in a request for the regional upgrade. So he bumped me out of the seat. So we're boarding. And all of a sudden I turn around. He's nowhere to be found. I'm like, where'd this guy go? I move back to 10C behind the net. There's a clear partition of where I belong, which is in the Delta Comfort seat, just peeking over into first class, just enough to see what you're not getting. Okay. So I'm sitting there. Jose's sitting right next to me. We're aisle mates. No problem. All of a sudden, regional upgrade guy comes strolling around the corner, he has my bag because it was heavier than his bag. He should. He goes to put the bag up the overhead bin, whatever. And then I start talking to Jose thinking like, oh, maybe he's just putting it in there and then he's back here with us. No, he slinks right into that 2C. And I go, are you in first class? This is me texting.
Also, are you out of your mind?
So then he goes like this. He goes, yes. He goes, babe, you can have the seat. Hold on 1 second. And I was like, no. I'm like, I'm not going to now I'm the gal that has to like ask for the first class seat. And he goes, yeah, babe, I'm giving you the seat. Come take the seat. And I'm like, no, you're already there. You're already there. So he took the first class seat and the entire time.
With your stuff, right?
So then but this is where it gets even better. So he's sitting in the 2C, right? And the whole time he's texting, being like, babe, switch with me. I feel so bad. No, you didn't feel so bad when you put in the regional upgrade without me knowing and bumped me right out. I was the next in line. So I'm back there from New York to Las Vegas. How
does he bump you? I don't get that because you have more points than him.
I do, but there's like these little certificate things that it like,
fuck that.
Moves you to the front of the line, the fast passes. You're a Disney gal. Anyways, because this podcast is not 4 hours, let me expedite the story. I'll tell you what was 6 hours, the flight from New York to Las Vegas. They ran out of red wine. They ran out of coffee. No coffee. No coffee, no red wine. I kept looking at Jose like, where am I? Southwest Airlines, with all due respect, their bags fly free. So we get off of this cross-country flight. Kandari's in row 2C. I'm already like peeved. I'm like, this guy, chivalry is dead. And he's going to be dead in a second because we get off and I go, where's my bag? And he goes, they made me check it. What? I saw you go to put it in the overhead. He goes, there was no room, so they made me check it. I said, I'm done with you. I said, not only did you take this first class seat, but then you didn't move some of the other shit out of the way to get the baggage. So now we're waiting a baggage claim in Las Vegas.
I'm sober. I'm tired.
I'm sober. I'm tired. My bag's going to be lost. And my boyfriend didn't give up the first class seat. So last night at dinner, we were talking about, he goes, no, that makes me sound so bad. I go, because it did. You didn't give up your first class seat. He goes, I offered 700 times. I have receipts to show you. I go, I'll show you what receipt I have.
Get your ass up and go get her.
Yep.
No, he's an amazing boyfriend. How did you guys make it?
He's an amazing boyfriend, but he's in the L column for this one. And I'd like to open it up to the listeners. Should you give up the first class seat for your gal? Yeah. The votes are in. They're all tallied. The answer is yes,
you should give up your
Steve.
right arm for your gal.
You know what?
Like, give me a break.
My God, Steve. Yeah. So that's all I got to say about that. And Delta, get some more coffee and red wine, would you?
Huh.
Oh, one last thing about it. That little net, the little net that they have in the little button, or not button, but the little snap that's always, to really separate the peasants in the back from the first class.
Yeah.
That flight attendant couldn't have snapped that thing 10 more times. She really wanted to make it known that I belonged back there. And you know what? I do. Those are my people. Okay. I don't want to.
They're my people too. But if my boyfriend is using my points to get an upgrade, there's something real. I mean,
it's his points. points. It was his points.
Oh, I thought they were yours.
No, it was his own points, but it bumped me out of the first class seat. Anyways, the conversation is going on too long. The point is that he took an L
Steve's
in the call of a boyfriend.
No.
Yeah, Steve's got an L for that one, but yeah, that's where we're at.
Oh my God. Okay, so I on Friday, Jarrett had to work and I was home and I was just kind of over like reading about football, hence why I'm having anxiety attacks and carrying this with me and doing pop quizzes, this roster for the 2022 Kansas City Chiefs. So I decided I never ever watch anything during the season. I'm a loser. I never take time to do it. So I sat down on Friday night. I turned on Netflix and I decided I'll just watch the Pam Anderson doc. I texted you as I was getting ready to start it. You said you watched it. You were like, I feel bad for her, but I love her because she was so nice to you. I'm like, why do you feel bad for her? Charissa, it's all I can talk about this doc. I haven't talked to you about it. I talked to our girlfriend, Constance, my manager and partner, and she had just watched it. And Con's a good person to like bounce like thoughts off about docs and all that. She has a production company. It was unbelievable. It was so well done. She's amazing. I love her. I loved her to begin with. There's so many things to talk about with this. Go.
So wait, I want you to, you've mentioned it on the podcast before, but in case people weren't listening to that episode, you love Pam. She was on Dancing with the Stars. And there was a question from one of our lovely listeners that said like, who was your favorite guest on Dancing with the Stars? And you had said Pamela Anderson, and tell everyone why. And then we'll get into the story. What do you do? Are you
I'm going to tell you guys why, but I'm going to look for the card from her.
Oh my God, you're so cute.
I'm so psycho. So Pam was on Dancing with the Stars and she was a contestant the same year I was. And I don't know where it is, but oh well. I was looking for a card. I thought I saved it. I did save it. It's somewhere. So she sent everybody for the first show flowers, and I ran into my room and I read the flowers. And instead of break a leg, she wrote break a lash. Love, Pamela. I couldn't even take it.
I can't.
And then another great thing about her. Oh my God, do I have it?
No. This lip gloss is very old. It's been here for a while. For those of you that are still listening to me, if you're interested in the color, it's too tawny pink. But I think this is too old to be using.
I still have my card for when I was a sideline reporter with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Stop it. Oh my gosh.
2003.
She's a hoarder, everyone. You're adorable.
Sure am. Okay. So another thing about Pam is that she went for our first dress rehearsal of our first show. She went and did it. Like she was the first one to go. And she was wearing this little pink dress and she went out there. And I was telling Jarrett the other night, she didn't know any of her steps. She didn't know any of the routine. And all she did was ran out there. She did her hair. We all watched her and Max looks at me and he goes, hey babe, if you do that, we will win. We will be fine. You fucking can't do that. She was so nice to all of us. She was so lovely. She was so fun to hang out with. She just, and that was the coolest part is she hung out with us losers. I loved her a lot. And watching this doc, I highly recommend it for people.
Yes.
It was so freaking good. I think, and I'll say this before we get into it, because you and I have not discussed it. It touched me in a certain way because of video voyeurism. I don't think any of us looked at that sex tape and what happened to her. Not that we were not thinking that way, but I had never heard her. This is a better way to say it. I had never heard her speak about the violation and the invasion of privacy that it was. And one line that really resonated with me, because I know you and I both deal with PTSD from this, was that she said this had never been dealt with before. No one had ever seen it. It took such a toll on her. It, as her kids say, ruined her career, ruined her relationship. When this new movie came out, she talked about how like it brought it back up. I thought so many times she was like, I don't feel good, which is how I feel a lot of times. I just had never heard her articulate it that way before. And my heart went out to her. And I obviously know yours did as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's an unfortunate thing that you and I both have empathy for one another on, because we went through it in different ways. But when everything happened to me, those were private videos and pictures that were taken with my boyfriend that were never meant to have someone hack into my phone and take. And when people have even said to me in the past, like, oh, why would, not people I know, but like strangers, like, why would you ever even take those? Okay. So what I always say is, give me your phone And if you don't want me to see anything that's in that phone, like, then you're just going to open it up. Any email, any text message, anything. This isn't just about pictures. Like, this is your private property that you don't and never think that is going to be exposed. In her situation, this was a private video in her own home that was stolen and taken.
I didn't realize like how it was done too.
Yeah.
I like so many things I didn't know about.
Right. And I just think that, and her never making a dollar off of it, and the thousands and thousands of dollars that I have spent to try to take these things down, and then the cease and desist don't work. And it's like, at some point you just feel like you're up against this thing that you can't win. And anyways, without going down a deep rabbit hole of those kinds of conversations, because that's for another podcast on another day. But I had a lot of compassion for her, and she's just so likable. She is very genuine, and too, like, she's very honest about she loves love and her falling in love, and as someone that's been divorced twice, and sometimes that's looked at as like, oh, you can't make a relationship work. It's like, no, it's because I believe in a good kind of love, so I'm going to keep trying until I find it. And she kind of was like, had some self-deprecation about herself in it too. It's like, yeah, I fall in love easily, and I because I just love it, and I want the fairy tale, and good for her. So what? She's like not going to give up and just like go into a hole and never come back out. I really adored her, and I loved her performance on Broadway and stepping out of her comfort zone and doing something and not caring what other people thought. So yeah, so if anyone hasn't seen it, you should check it out.
It's so good. Her son seemed great. And I was protective of their mom. So protective.
And also, I didn't think about it either with the series that came out with Pam and Tommy on Hulu. And it was like 20 years later, it's like, and not like she got any money of that. And it's like, imagine like our situation being, made into a movie or whatever. Right. And anyways, so
I know.
We love Pam Anderson even more for you than you did already. So check it out.
She did the interviews with no makeup on. She's like, everybody's seen everything already.
Yep.
Like,
well,
she's great. I thought she was so great.
Me too. 20 minutes.
We just went deep there on a Monday morning,
You know what? But that's what's great about the Calm Down podcast. We can go surface level. We can go deep into topics that are difficult for us to talk about. And we can also say, you know what? Fuck them all. We're still standing. Go ahead and try to knock us down.
We're still standing. I just got a text while we were on air from Kevin and Greg. I'm on a text chain with them, and they were talking about the Kelsey podcast, which is obviously a huge storyline in the Super Bowl. Two brothers for the very first time on different teams facing off. Their podcast, New Heights, and they had their mom, Donna, on, which I was listening to at 5 a.m. because I was having panic attacks that I hadn't studied enough. And Kev just wrote, hey, if you guys haven't heard it, the New Heights podcast with their mom is fantastic this week. And I said, oh yeah, I already heard it. I already watched it. And Greg wrote, top podcast in any category, pretty wild. And I said, easy with the top podcast title. We love Jason and Travis, but relax. No, I'm kidding.
And we love Travis when he was like, hey, do you guys have any pointers for me and my brother? We're starting a podcast. It was after that game in Kansas City. And I was like just chatting with him. And he was like, yes, I'm going to start this podcast. Do you and Erin have any pointers? He's so cute. How about him showing up to the Super Bowl with the hat that you gave him from the interview? Cutie cute. He's so great.
Fox, I saw NFL on Fox put it out too. Very cute.
Wow.
Interesting.
How about that social? Look at that. Yay. We love synergy. I don't know, but if we are able to have any time in the pregame together, Erin and I are going to take it over. I'm going to blow up that rundown real quick because you know what, people? If you want to see Erin and I in a pregame, vote now. Text 1-800-VOTE Erin and Charissa.
Vote for women. There's a petition actually to have the Kelsey mom, Donna Kelsey, flip the coin.
Stop it.
Super Bowl. Yeah, there's fans doing this petition. I think there should be well, maybe this is why we're not on the
be all you can be.
Because I can't speak. But there should be a petition that we take over a segment with Calm Down. I do believe.
Erin and I really want to, just give the people what they want. And maybe they don't want it, but we want to spend more time together on national television. Don't put baby in the corner. Or do.
Ever.
Actually.
What are you looking forward to about our week in Arizona?
I love, so again, because we've done, when it's our game, especially for you working the game, your week's different because you're going to go to the practices and your meetings and all that stuff. But I love when Fox has
with Patrick tomorrow.
Yeah. Erin's sitting down with Patrick Mahomes for a sit-down interview, obviously. And I just love when it's our game. It just, it's exciting to be every couple years we get the game, and it just is freaking Super Bowl. Again, it goes back to this is what we wanted to do from the time we were little girls was, be sports broadcasters. And it's the biggest game. It's the biggest stage. And I just get so excited when I stand on the sidelines with you and before you do your first hit. And I get so proud as a friend, this is what we always wanted to do. It's our Super Bowl of broadcasting. And so that part makes me excited. But I also love, just everyone's in the same place for 1 week together. And even if they're running around doing 100 different things, it's fun to grab drinks and dinner and the different things that we have. We've got a great group. And I know you and Kevin and Greg have had such a great year together and your whole crew that it's just fun. It's like an adult, camp for a week and culminates in the big game. So yeah, looking forward to it.
It's a good way to say it.
My hangover's getting better, guys. Just really got to talk through it.
Mine's not. I don't have a hangover. I'm just tired, but I do need to get a quick workout in before I shove
what are you going to do?
Into my carry-on. I don't know. I did 30-minute bum and 20-minute arms and abs yesterday. So now I'm like, do I do the boot camp bike? But that's a lot.
What's that consist of?
Oh, it's so good. You get on your bike for 8, they have a whole, it's kind of like a Barry's boot camp, but it's on your bike. So you do the bike, then you get off, and then they have a whole weight thing, then you get back on. But
Erin's
it's a lot
Peloton
and it's hard. But that's maybe why I don't want to do it, because it's a lot and it's hard. But you can do anything.
You can do it
too.
What's that? What are you doing?
Just had hair.
Sure. Hair of the dog is what I need.
Ready for a new segment. It's called In the Comments and DMs. Slip in our comments and slip in our DMs, and we will answer. DM at Beth T. Peters. I'm real interested in this
right now.
Help me. I'm real interested in this whole face shaving. Does it not grow back like stubble, or am I missing something here? I just shaved my face for a second time this week. I do think because I'm on so many vitamins and hair growth supplements that I am getting real furry real
You're
fast.
Harry and the Henderson?
Yeah. Really sad movie. Sad.
I'm gonna shave mine today, actually, Beth, because I'm leaving tomorrow and I want to be fresh. It comes back and there's a tiny, not stubble like you get on your legs, because the hair on your face mine's soft, it's like little, baby hairs. So when it grows back, I don't feel it. I'm telling you, Beth, or anyone that's interested in this, again, my shaving tutorial class is get into some natural light, and you can check this by also going into your car and looking in the rearview mirror, because that lighting doesn't lie when you get in there. Whenever I do my makeup and then I go in the car and I'm like, whoa, who got a new blush? This gal, okay? So get in the natural light and make sure you go around the corners very carefully, all right? And you know what? I'm happy to do a video tutorial on this on the Calm Down podcast. In fact, maybe I'll go do that when I go upstairs later.
Yeah, we need some content. Also, I was going to pack my Dermaflash, but
She ran out of room.
I've shaved my face twice in 1 week. I don't need to bring it to the Super Bowl. I need to leave
Erin
something in my house.
has nothing left in her house. Exactly. I was just going to say, she has packed up everything in her house. This gal, I can't wait to go to your room and just see boxes on boxes of stuff. Next one is Suzanne I. Wade. I was on, this is in response to being honest about a bad haircut from a friend. I was honest. She quit speaking to me. We're not friends anymore. Well, you know what, Suzanne? That's on her. Okay. If she's going to be that sensitive, then you don't want a friend that you can't be honest with, because there's been times where Erin's had to say stuff to me that is not comfortable, but you got to say it. Okay. Because if your friends can't tell you the truth, and who the fuck's going to tell you this? I don't need to swear about it. But Suzanne, you're better off. Okay. And your hair probably looks better too, because whoever that was a shitty stylist.
Yeah.
Next.
Breakage. I don't get this one. This, of course, was about our proper powder room etiquette. That's also really hard to say. We were talking about basically, let's say, don't take a dump in someone's powder room. Not okay. No bueno.
Ever.
You then followed up by saying, that's like taking a shit on a coffee table.
It is. It's right at the entrance of the house. Why would you do that to someone?
True. It is true. Those are nice books. So at Toma888 said, I'm going to need therapy. Now I'm scared to enter my own powder room when I'm alone in my house. What am I missing? I don't get this one.
I know what she's saying is because if she goes to the bathroom in her powder room and someone walks in, I'm assuming because that's like if you even use your own powder room and someone walks in.
No, I won't.
I won't either.
No,
actually, that's
I
a lie.
I mean,
that's not true. That's not true. Of course, I've done it. I mean, it's like this is my house. Like no one else lives here. But I will. But it's not my favorite place. My bedroom is where I will spend most of my time. Not my actual bedroom, the bathroom in my bedroom. There's a toilet up there. It's my favorite. It's heated. I swear there was some money spent on my toilet and I love it up there. And I'm not a toilet gal, but this is a good one. The heat seater, spend your money where you spend your most time. The bathroom and your sheets, folks. And you don't want to shit on your sheets because we know someone that did that. Okay.
Scrunchy. Toto. So this new segment called In the Comment and In the DMs has literally gone to shit.
Thank you for dropping your comments here.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.